Shares of both sections, inform your friends to join in the class. Tarun and Uday, inform your friends. Yeah, yesterday we are discussing about, on Monday, we are discussing about EMF equation is phi Zn by 60 into P by E, where phi represents flux per pole, Z represents number of conductors, and represents speed of the armature conductors. P represents number of poles, A represents number of parallel paths. In case of lap winding, number of parallel paths is equal to P. In case of wave winding, number of parallel paths is equal to 2. Based upon this EMF equation, we are solving two problems. After that, we are discussing about methods of excitation. After that, we are discussing about methods of excitation. Here, based upon excitation given to the field winding, based upon excitation given to this field winding, we are classified into two types. One is separately excited generators. Second one is self-excited generators. If the excitation given to this field winding with the help of some external battery or with the help of some external source, that is known as separately excited generators. In case of self-excited generators, the field current required to this field winding or excitation required to this field winding is supplied with the help of its own armature winding. Its own armature. Then it is known as self-excited generator. Here the field winding connected across this armature. The field winding connected to the armature winding. Based upon this field winding connection to the armature winding, we are classified into shunt generator, series generator. If the field winding connected in series with the armature, it is called as series generator. If the field winding connected across the armature, it is shunt generator. If you are using the both shunt field windings and series field winding, then it is a compound generator. Then it is a compound generator. Based upon the shunt field winding connection, again the compound generators calculated into classified into long shunt and short shunt. Long shunt and short shunt. We are discussing it about all these topics. One is separately excited, self-excited, based upon field winding connection, series generator, shunt generator, and compound generator. Again, compound generator classified into long shunt and short. This is the based upon methods of excitation, we will classify the DC generators. Now we can show one video. Now, is this video visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here we already discussed DC generators are classified into separately excited and self-excited generators. Here, when given some separate external source, voltage is Vf. With the help of this Vf, due to the closed circuit, the current flowing is If. Here, the armature conductors are rotating. Whenever the armature conductors are rotating, this is electromagnet. When you are given supply to this field winding, it becomes as electromagnet. Armature conductor placed in a electromagnet magnetic field, it produces EMF. Here we are having the closed circuit. That's why the armature current flows in this circuit. These are the equations involved in case of separately excited DC generator. The armature current is equal to load current. By applying the KVL, we are getting the immediate EMF VC is equal to V plus IARA drop plus, if you are having the brush contact drop, you can include it in this induced voltage. VC equal to V plus IARA plus brush contact drop. Here BCD represents brush contact drop. So the purpose of brush is in order to collect the current from the armature conductors. Here, due to the external DC source required to excite the field winding. That purpose, this type of generators are rarely used. 95% we are using the self-excited DC generators. If you have seen this figure, this is the armature winding, this is the field winding. Both are connected in parallel. That's why it is named as shunt excited DC generator. Here, if you have seen the equations in case of shunt generators, by applying the KCL, The algebraic sum of entering currents is equal to the algebraic sum of leaving currents. Here the armature winding supplies the current IA. It is split into load current and shunt field current. That's why IA is equal to ISH plus IA. We can calculate the shunt field current by using parallel conductors configuration. Here, shunt field winding, armature winding, and load all are connected in parallel. That's why voltage is common. ISS is equal to V divided by the shunt field winding having some resistance, that is denoted by with the help of RSH. ISH is equal to V divided by RSH. By applying the KVL in this loop, we can get the induced EMF equation. E is equal to V plus IARA plus cross contact. Here, the armature current does not directly flowing through the shunt field winding, and also in order to deliver the maximum amount of power, we are required maximum amount of load current. That purpose, the maximum amount of armature current will flow through the load, and minimum amount of flow current flows through the shunt field winding. That purpose, in order to reduce the current flowing through the shunt field winding, we are maintaining the shunt field winding resistance value in the range of from 250 to 400 volts, or otherwise 50 to 250 volts. Its resistance value nearly 250 to 300 volts, depending upon the rating of the shunt generator. If you are consider the 2 kilowatts generator, the resistance value may be lesser value. If you are consider 10 kilowatt generator, the resistance value is increases. That's why the shunt field winding resistance mostly we are maintaining from 250 to 400 ohms. Here the series field winding is connected in series with the armature. The excitation required to this field winding is supplied with the help of this armature. That's why it is known as self-excited DC generator. The field winding connected in series with the armature. That's why it is named also named as series excited DC generator. Here the armature winding, field winding, and the load all are connected in series. In case of series circuit, the common quantity is current. That's why the current flowing in the armature winding is equal to the current flowing in the series field winding is equal to the current flowing in the load. IA equal to IL equal to ISE. By applying the KVL to this loop, we are getting induced EMF is equal to V plus armature resistance drop plus series field winding resistance drop plus brush contact drop. Here we are using two brushes, that's why plus brush contact drop. Here we already discussed about the center field flux, the center field winding flux and series field winding flux. Both are in same direction. We are getting the cumulative compound generator. If both are in opposite direction, we are getting the differential compound generator. In case of compound generators, the center field flux is more as compared with series field flux stronger. The center field flux is stronger than the series field flux. We are already discussed about all these things. Now we are discussing about problems on this different types of generators. A shunt generator delivers here 450 amperes at 230 volts. Here he mentioned the shunt generator delivers. Delivers means he given the load current IL. Here where it is the shunt generator generates, where it is generate. Where here we are receiving the voltage and current. That's why the shunt generator delivers 450 amperes, where IL is equal to 450 amperes and VT is 230 volts. VT is 230 volts. And the resistance of the shunt field and armature. Here the shunt armature resistance is 50 ohms and the shunt field resistance is 50 ohms and armature resistance is 0.03 ohms. Armature resistance is 0.03 ohms. 0.03 ohms. Calculate the generated EMF. Calculate the generated EMF. Now tell me the generated EMF equation. Vc is equal to By applying the KVL to this loop, by applying KVL to this loop, now tell me the induced EMF equation or generated EMF equation. By applying KVL to this loop, EZ is equal to current flowing in this direction, current entering here, leaving here. Here also current entering here, leaving here. Finally, we are having circuit like this. This is EZ. Here we are having some resistance. This is plus, this is minus. This is RA. Here we are having load. Given the voltage is V. It is plus, it is minus. Now by applying the KVL, tell me the generated EMF equation. EZ is equal to. Anyone can tell me the answer. EZ is equal to. Here the current flowing in this circuit is. Here it is IL. Here it is IA. Because here we are having one more parallel circuit. The current flowing in this circuit is ISH. VC is equal to. Anyone can tell me the equation. Hello? Emma?
IA RA plus B plus
IA RA plus
B
IA RA plus
B
V. అంతే కదా. Here we are having one resistance drop. Across the load we are having the voltage is P. AC is equal to this resistance drop plus this load voltage V. Okay. Here we know the value of V is 230 volts, and also we know the value of armature resistance is 0.02. Now what is the value of armature current? What is the value of armature current? From the circuit where IA current is entering, the load current IL and ISS both are leaving. IL and ISS both are leaving. By applying the KCL, what is the IA? By applying the KCL, what is the IA? Emma, entering currents is equal to leaving currents. Where the entering current is IA, what are the leaving currents?
IA is equal
IL
to
I
current
center
with load current.
IA equal to IL plus
I center
ISS. The entering current is IA. This is leaving current. These two are leaving current. Here in the problem they given the value of IL. The load current is 450 amperes. Now how can we calculate the ISH value? ISH, center field winding current. Here this center field winding, this armature winding and load all are connected in parallel. That's why in case of parallel circuit the voltage is common. Here the load will be parallel to the center field winding, then its voltage is 230 volts, because in case of parallel circuit the voltages are common. In case of parallel circuit voltages are common. In case of series circuit currents are common. The center field winding and load both are in parallel. That's why voltage across the load will be same as voltage across the this center field winding. Here the voltage across the center field winding is 230 volts and the resistance of the center field winding is 50 volts. By according to Ohm's law, V equal to I into R, where the current flowing is center field winding is ISH, the resistance is RH. From this one, what is the value of ISH? What is the equation for ISH?
4.6.
ISH is V divided by RSH. ISH is V divided by RSH. Now the voltage V is 230. RHS value is 50 ohms. When you are simplifying this one, how much we can get?
4.6.
4.6 amperes. It is summation of load current plus centrifugal current. 450 plus 4.6 means IA is 454.6 amperes. Now substitute induced EMF equation 454.6. Now what is the induced EMF value? And the value by substituting that in that equation, what is the induced EMF value?
366.2.
366.2 volts. Here the load having 230 volts, the generator generates 366.2 volts. చూడండి మా లోడ్ వోల్టేజ్ ఎంత ఉంది 230 ఉంది జనరేట్ చేసే వోల్టేజ్ ఎంత ఉంది 366.2 volts అంటే రిమైనింగ్ డ్రాప్ ఎక్కడ వెళ్ళిపోయింది 366.2 in the armature resistance we are getting remaining term. In the armature resistance we are getting the remaining term. 366.2 minus 230, it gives the armature resistance. We are seeing step-by-step procedure. First of all, calculating the centrifugal current, ISS value. Because in order to calculate the armature current, we are required centrifugal current. It can be calculated with the help of ISS equal to V divided by RSH. Its value is 4.6 amperes. The given load current is 450 amperes. Now, according to KCL, the armature current is summation of load current and centrifugal winding current. IA equal to IL plus ISH. The total armature current is 454.6 amperes. Now, by applying the KVL, we are getting induced EMF equation is equal to V plus IARA. We know the value of V, it is 230 volts. Now, we need to calculate the armature resistance term. That purpose, IA into RA is equal to 454.6 into armature resistance is 0.03 ohms. Here we are getting 13.6 volts. The calculation value tapuma. Actually, it is 243.6. In the place of armature resistance, we are keeping, I think, centrifugal resistance value. Here we need to substitute the armature resistance. EZ is equal to IA into RA plus V. It is the armature resistance. Its value is 243.6 volts. Okay. If you have any doubts in this problem, ask me. Otherwise, we can go to the next problem. Hello. Anyone have doubts? మా రెస్పాండ్ ఇవ్వండి మా మీరు రెస్పాండ్ ఇస్తేనే నేను నెక్స్ట్ ఫర్దర్గా మూవ్ అవుతాను అట్లీస్ట్ చాట్ బాక్స్లోనే చాట్ చేయండి
No doubts.
ఓకే యూ కెన్ గో టు ద నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాబ్లం మీకు ఎగ్జామ్స్లో ఓన్లీ ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్ స్టేట్మెంటే ఇస్తారు వీ నీడ్ టు డ్రా ద సర్క్యూట్ ఈ సర్క్యూట్ అనేది వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ జనరేటర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ లాంగ్ షంట్ కాంపౌండ్ జనరేటర్ దెన్ వీ నీడ్ టు డ్రా ద లాంగ్ షంట్ కాంపౌండ్ జనరేటర్ ఓకే ఇది ఓన్లీ ప్రాబ్లమ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇస్తారు ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ వీ నీడ్ టు డ్రా ద circuit depending upon what type of generator it is. and what are the equations required in order to calculate the individual EMF. Okay. Here a long shunt compound generator delivers a load current of 50 amperes 500 volts. The given load current value IL is 50 amperes and the voltage is 500 volts. Voltage is 500 volts. And it has armature and series field and shunt field resistances because it is a compound generator. Compound generator means it's having series winding and also shunt winding. That's why here the given armature resistance value is 0.05 ohms and series field winding resistance is 0.03 ohms. Shunt field resistance is 250 ohms. Calculate the generated voltage and armature current. Given 1 volts drop per bus contact. Here totally we are having two brushes. For the armature we are having two brushes. That's why for one brush we are having 1 volt drop. For the 2 volts, two brushes we are having 2 volts drop. The total brush contact drop is 2 volts. After calculating the brush individual EMF voltage, we need to include the brush contact drop also in this equation, in this problem. Now by applying the KVL, what is the individual EMF equation? EZ is equal to, tell me, EZ is equal to the current armature current flowing through the resistance IA and series field winding resistance RS. Chappan, my equation chappan. Tell me the equation.
IARA
IA, RA
plus V. IA
plus RSE.
plus RS because both are in series. Armature winding, series field winding in both are in series. That's why the current flowing in the armature winding, both the windings is same. That is IA plus. Here up to now we are writing equation. Next, the voltage across the load is V plus V. We know the value of voltage V and we know the value of RA and also we know the value of RS. Now we need to calculate the armature current. Now by applying KCL, what is the armature current equation? IA is equal to
ISS plus
IL plus ISL.
ISS.
Here in this equation also we know the value of IL. We don't know the value of ISS. How can we calculate the ISS value? The shunt field winding current. How can we calculate the shunt field winding current?
V by R.
EG
Okay.
EG by R plus.
Actually, the shunt field winding directly in parallel with load. In parallel with load. If you are taking this armature circuit, here we need to include VZ plus IA into RA plus RS. The total voltage మనకు తెలియదు actually. We don't know the value of EC. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
My screen is visible or not?
Well,
Okay. We are taking the directly armature winding circuit. Here we need to include EZ plus IA into RA plus RS divided by RHS. But here we don't know the value of EC. That's why we are taken ISH is V divided by RHS. V divided by RHS because we know the voltage across the load and shunt field winding resistance. Then we can calculate the shunt field winding current. When you are calculating the center field current, you can directly calculate the armature current. After that, by substituting the armature current in this EMF equation, we are getting the induced EMF voltage. If you have seen step-by-step procedure, the current flowing through the center field winding is V divided by RSH. Is 500 divided by RSH value is 250 ohms. Then we are getting 250 ohms. Yes, ma'am. Center field winding current is 250 ohms. Then we are getting center field winding current is 2 amperes. After that, the armature current according to KCL, IA equal to IL plus ISH. It is 50 plus 2, 52 amperes. The voltage drop on armature and series field winding. It is IA into RA plus RS. The voltage across armature and series field winding. It is IA into RA plus RS. When you are calculating the voltage drop, it is 4.16 volts. The voltage drop across two brushes. We are having two brushes, that's why 2 into 1, 2 volts. Finally, by applying the KVL to this loop, induced EMF equation EC is equal to V plus the voltage drop across armature resistance and series field winding, and also brush contact drop plus this load voltage. Finally, we are getting the induced EMF voltage is 506.16 volts. The load voltage is 500 volts. The armature resistance and series field winding resistance volt drop is 4.16 volts. Brush contact drop is, we are having two brushes, that's why 2 into 1 volts, it gives 2 volts. The total voltage generated by the armature is 506.16 volts. 506.16 volts. If you have any doubts in this problem, ask. Otherwise, we are going to the next problem. Okay, we can move to the next problem. Here, given shunt generator, short shunt generator. It is a short shunt compound generator. In case of short shunt compound generator, the shunt field winding directly connected across the armature. In the previous case, it is a long shunt. That's why the shunt field winding connected across armature and series field winding. If the shunt field winding connected across series combination of armature and series field winding, then it is a long shunt compound generator. The shunt field winding directly connected across the armature, then it is a short shunt compound generator. If given the voltage, it is 220. The current flowing is 30 amperes and has armature resistance is 0.05 and series field winding resistance is 0.3 and shunt field winding resistance is 200 ohms. Calculate the induced EMF and armature current. Same, we require the induced EMF, EC and armature current. Now tell me the induced EMF equation. Easy. By applying the KVL. Hello. What is the induced EMF equation? EC is equal to
IA into RA
IA into
IA
RA
RA plus
plus After that,
I into RSS.
I
RSC.
IL, where the armature current is split into IHS and IL. IL into RSC plus load voltage V. Load voltage V. Or otherwise, we can write IA into RA plus the voltage drop across the center field winding, ISS into RHS. ISS into RHS. Mainly, we are preferring this equation. Here we are having, in the problem, they given the brush contact drop also. That's why we need to include plus brush contact drop. Okay, in the problem, they given the brush contact drop, you can include in this individual EMF equation. If they won't given the brush contact drop in the problem, we no need to write this brush contact drop equation. We can write this equation up to IARA plus IL into RSC plus B. Now, what is the armature current? Here, we know the value of RA, IL, RSC and V. We don't know the value of IA. IA, what is the equation of IA?
ISS
According
plus IL.
ISS plus
IL.
IL. Here we know the value of IL. How can we calculate the ISS value? ISS value. The center field winding is in parallel with this series field winding and load. Means it is V plus IL into RSC divided by RSS. Have you got it? Hello? The center field winding is parallel. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఈ పాయింట్, ఈ పాయింట్. It is a IL into RSC plus V divided by RHS. Here we know all the values. Voltage tells IL tells RSC tells RHS tells. Then we can calculate the ISS value. After calculating the ISS value, we can get the armature current. When you are getting the armature current, we can easily calculate the individual EMF voltage. Okay, first of all, you calculate the voltage drop in the series winding. It is 30 into 0.3. The load current is 30 and the series field winding resistance is 0.3. We are getting series field winding voltage drop. After that, voltage across the center field winding. Voltage across the center field winding, because it is V plus IL into RSC. Because it is V plus IL into RSC. It is 229 volts. Now the center field winding current. The current flowing in the center field winding is V plus IL into RSC divided by RSS. Then we are getting the ISS value is 1.145 amperes. The armature current is IHS plus IL. It is 30 plus ISS value. We are getting armature current. Now the armature resistance drop. It is IA into RA. It is 1.56 volts. Now the individual EMF equation is equal to V plus IA RA plus series drop plus brush contact drop. IA RA plus IL into RSC plus brush drop. Here we are getting the individual EMF voltage is 232.56 volts. 232.56. If you have any doubts in this problem, ask me. Otherwise, we can move to the next problem. Okay. Here is problem. An 8-pole DC shunt generator with 778 armature conductors and running at 500 RPM supplies a load 12.5 ohm resistance at a terminal voltage of 250 volts. The armature resistance is 0.24 ohms and field resistance is 250 ohms. Find the armature current, the induced EMF and flux per pole for a wave winding and lap winding. Given number of poles P equal to 8 and armature conductor Z is equal to 778 and speed N is equal to 500 rpm. And also given the load supplies a load 12.5 ohms. The load resistance is 12.5 ohm and terminal voltage is 250 volts. The armature resistance is 0.24 ohms and field resistance is 250 ohms. Now we need to calculate the what is the armature current and the induced EMF. After that we need to calculate the flux per pole. How can we calculate the armature current? It is a DC shunt generator. DC shunt generator ante here the armature, the field winding is connected across the armature. Here we are connecting the load. Its resistance is 12.5 ohms and its voltage is 250 volts. Now what is the current flowing through this load? Now what is the current flowing through the load? How can you get the value of IL? IL value ఎట్లా calculate చేస్తాం? We know the voltage and we know the resistance. According to Ohm's law, I equal to according to
Yeah.
Ohm's law, I equal to V by
R.
R.
V by R.
It is 250 ohms divided by 12.5. Then we are getting the load current. Okay. Here, generator supplies the armature current. It is split into load current and shunt field winding current. Now, what is the armature current equation? IA equal to armature current equation. IA is equal to, according to KCL, IL plus
ISH plus IL.
IS. Here already we can calculate the IL value by using V by R. It is 250 divided by 12.5 ohms.
20.
Now, how can we calculate the ISS value? He given the voltage value and also he given the shunt field winding resistance is 250 ohms.
V by RSH.
Now, ISS is equal to V divided by RSH. V divided by RSH. Then we can easily calculate the IA value. Now, how can we calculate the here? So we are getting the armature current. Now, the induced EMF. Now, what is the induced EMF equation? EC is equal to, by applying the KVL, EC is equal to the armature resistance. Here we are having some armature resistance, IARA plus terminal voltage V. Terminal voltage. Then we can get the induced EMF value. Is equal to IARA plus V. Because we know the value of armature resistance, armature current and terminal voltage. By substituting all the values, we can get the EC. After that, we need to calculate the flux per pole when it is a lap winding and when it is a wave winding. Finally, we need to calculate the flux per pole when it is wave winding and when it is a lap connected winding. Given the number of poles, conductors and speed, here we are calculating the induced EMF. Now, what is the induced EMF equation of this generator? EMF equation. EC is equal to
Equals to pi into Zn by
5 Zn by 60 into P by A.
P.
From this one, what is the flux equation? Flux is equal to, here we need to calculate flux per pole. Flux per pole. From this one, EC into
60 into
A divided by
Z
Z
and P.
and P. When it is a lap winding, A equal to P. When it is a wave winding, A equal to 2. Here we know the values of P, Z, N. And also here we are calculating the EC value. With the help of this equation, we can get the flux per pole when it is a lap winding a wave winding. And with the help of that load voltage and load resistance, we are calculating the load current. After that, with the help of that load voltage and center field winding resistance, we are calculating the ISS value. After that, we are adding both load current and armature current, we are getting IA value. With the help of that IA value, we are calculating the induced EMF voltage. AC is equal to V plus IA RA. Here in this problem, they won't given the brush contact drop. That's why we need not to include the brush contact drop. Here after that, we can calculate the flux per pole with the help of in the EMF equation is equal to 5 Zn by 60 into P by A. When it is a lap connected winding, P equal to, number of parallel paths is equal to P. When it is a wave winding, number of parallel paths is equal to 2. Now we can see step by step procedure. Here the load current V divided by RA, we are getting 20 amperes. Now shunt current is 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 equal to V by RHS. It is 1 ampere. Armature current is summation of load current and shunt field current. It is 21 amperes. Now induced EMF is equal to 250 plus our drop across resistance, armature resistance 21 into 0.24 volts. The armature resistance is 0.24 volts. We are getting 255.04. We already know EMF equation is 5 by 60 into P by A. From this one, phi equal to 60 into EC into A divided by Z and P. By substituting those values, we are getting the flux per pole 9.83 milliweber, 39.34 milliweber. These are the problems mostly asked in your external examination also. Either they are asking about short shunt generator or long shunt generator. Based upon those two generators only, they are asking mostly problems. If you have any doubts in order to solving the problems, ask me. Our next topic is build-up of EMF. How we are build up the EMF in case of DC generator. Actually, if you are taking the DC generators, it is 220 volts. When we are dealing with single phase. If you are dealing with three phase, DC voltage is 440 volts. 220 volts or 440 volts. With the help of residual flux, we are getting mostly 5 to 10 volts of voltage. With the help of this 5 to 10 volts of voltage, how can we get up to this rated voltage 220 volts? The generator maximum generates to 220 volts DC supply in case of single phase, 440 volts DC supply in case of three phase. How can we get the volt 220 volts DC with the help of that residual flux. Here, due to retentivity property, all the electromagnet possess some flux, even though field current is zero. This flux is called residual flux, which is nearly 5 to 10% of its rated flux. So, in order to produce the rated voltage, 100% of flux, but due to residual voltage or residual flux, it is only 5 to 10%. So, how we are getting this residual flux? ఈ residual flux అనేది ఎందుకు వస్తుంది? How we are getting this residual flux? Here, we are producing the flux with the help of electromagnets or permanent magnets, either by using permanent magnets or electromagnets. We are producing the flux. Here, mostly we are using the electromagnets in case of machines, because these permanent magnets having aging effect. That's why mostly we are using the electromagnets. You are taking one coil and given supply to this coil, it becomes as electromagnet and produces magnetic lines of magnetic flux lines. Here around this coil, it produces magnetic flux lines like this. We are taking one coil and given excitation to this field winding, a coil, it becomes as electromagnet. That is electromagnet. Here it produces flux around the coil. When you are keeping the conductor within the place of this magnetic flux rotating conductor, we are producing the EMF according to Faraday's law electromagnetic induction. Whenever a rotating conductor placed in a magnetic flux, it produces EMF according to Faraday's law electromagnetic induction. Here, in case of self-excited generators, the armature winding itself supplies the field current required to the field winding. The armature winding itself supplies the field current required to the field winding. Then cumulatively increases this flux up to the rated flux. Then this flux increases cumulatively up to the rated flux. How we are getting the rated flux in case of self-excited generators? What is the retentivity property of electromagnet? Retentivity property. Winner? In case of electromagnet, in case of magnet, we are having coercivity and retentivity. Are you hear about these two terms? Hello? In case of magnet, we are having two terms, coercivity and retentivity. Are you hear about BH curve? BH curve for for magnet. BH curve. Emma, BH curve. Winner?
Sir,
Okay. So what is the retentivity property? What is the coercivity property means? Here, if you are seeing this one, here the field intensity is zero. Here at this point, field intensity is zero. Field intensity is zero, but the magnetic flux density value is not equal to zero. But when you are coming this point, magnetic field intensity is not equal to zero, but the field intensity is equal to zero. When magnetic field intensity is equal to 0, but the magnetic flux density is not equal to 0. Means even if you are having the field current is equal to 0, the magnet possesses some amount of flux that is known as retentivity. That is known as retentivity. Here, if you have seen this point, even flux is 0, the field current is not equal to 0. That is known as coercivity property. Coercivity property. ఇవి ఎందుకు వస్తాయంటే డ్యూ టు ద deformation of ions in the magnets. ఈ magnets లో deformation of ions కావడం వల్ల వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ దిస్ ప్రాపర్టీ. మనం ఫీల్డ్ కా ఇంటెన్సిటీ అనేది ఇట్లా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసుకుంటే వెళ్తే మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫ్లక్స్ డెన్సిటీ కూడా ఇలా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతా పోతుంది. రివర్స్ డైరెక్షన్ లో మనం ఫీల్డ్ ఇంటెన్సిటీ డిక్రీజ్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోతే వస్తున్నప్పుడు బట్ ద మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫ్లక్స్ డెన్సిటీ డస్ నాట్ కమ్స్ టు జీరో. ఈవెన్ ఫీల్డ్ ఇంటెన్సిటీ జీరో అయినా కూడా మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫ్లక్స్ డెన్సిటీ అనేది జీరో కావాలి. ఎందుకంటే హియర్ ద మ్యాగ్నెట్ ions are deformation. ఈ ions అనేవి రీలొకేట్ అవుతాయి, వేరే ప్లేస్ లోకి లొకేట్ కావడం వల్ల the magnetic flux density is not becomes zero. That property is known as retentivity property of magnet. Retentivity property of magnet. Even field intensity zero అయినా magnetic flux density అనేది zero కాదు. Similar గా we have keep on decreasing like this. The pH curve have to move here. మనం రివర్స్ డైరెక్షన్ లో అగైన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోతే ఫీల్డ్ ఇంటెన్సిటీ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫ్లక్స్ డెన్సిటీ జీరో అయినా కూడా ఫీల్డ్ ఇంటెన్సిటీ అనేది జీరో కాదు. దట్ ప్రాపర్టీ ఈస్ నోన్ యాజ్ కోఎసివిటీ ప్రాపర్టీ. Here, based upon these two properties, retentivity and coercivity property, we are making a permanent magnet. Coercivity property, we are making the permanent magnet. Permanent magnets means it does not loses its magnetism even after few years. In order to construct the permanent magnets, we are considering the retentivity and coercivity property of that magnet. Here, retentivity means even field current is zero, we are having certain amount of flux. That flux is 5 to 10% of rated flux. That flux is 5 to 10% of rated flux. With the help of that rated residual flux, we are getting very small amount of residual voltage. Very small amount of voltage, that is known as residual voltage. Here 5 to 10% of flux అనేది available ఉంటుంది. EMF equation easy is equal to 5 Z N by 60 into P by A. Here we are having only 5 to 10% of rated voltage. That's why we are getting the EMF voltage is some 5 to 10% of its rated voltage. The rated voltage is 220 volts. Among the 220 volts, 5%. 5% and 10% means 22. 5% means 11 volts. It is nearly 10 volts. 5 to 10% of flux తో మనకు 10 volts అనేది జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. When the armature is rotated at a constant speed, a small voltage is induced in the armature winding due to the residual flux in the poles. With the help of this 5 to 10% of rated voltage, rated flux, we are getting very small amount of voltage with the help of this residual flux. The voltage produces a small field current. This voltage produces small field current in the winding. This is in turn induces the increased EMF. This in turn increased EMF in the armature winding. This further increases the field current and flux. We are seeing this one. Here the armature rotates at a speed of n. Here we are having one minute, no?